Welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Pastor Joe Fox. Take 3. I'm trying not to offend you in the first 2 takes. I'm not going to try that anymore. I'm just going to speak plainly. Y'all understand. Those of you who've been here for a while understand me. You understand my heart. I do care about you. And trying to sugarcoat things is not natural to me. And so I'm just going to deliver it. I'm going to go over a better way for you to find other people of like mind than putting a post out that says, hey, anybody in Northeast Ohio? Hey, anybody in the Panhandle of Florida? We're trying to get together people. Give me a shout out if you're interested. Those ideas are crap. They don't work. And I'm going to explain to you a way that does work. I'm going to explain the method to our madness and why we do what we do like we do. I did another video the other day that I shot. I was ticked. I was mad. I was mad at you, Vikings. I really was. I was really frustrated. I was also frustrated at a lot of other things, and so I shot the video. I uploaded the video, but I didn't post it here because I had time to calm down, because I wasn't just miffed at y'all. I was, fighting drywall and whatever. And that was this. Go back to the Viking meetup post. It's not that many posts back there. Go back to that post where it's black and white. 2 guys are shaking hands. What does the first line say in all caps? There were like 6 Vikings. Anybody in Northwest Ohio, hit me up. Anybody in Vermont, let me know. Can you not read? There, see, I still had some residual. I feel better now. Maybe you can't. No, we don't do it that way. And here's why. Just because somebody is here on Patreon, on Viking Preparedness, does not mean they're a good person. Matter of fact, they could be evil. They could be an evil person who's collating data on patriots all across the country. They could be an evil serial killer, child molester. You don't know. Just because somebody, joins Patreon doesn't make them any better than anybody else out there. They don't get the automatic seal of approval. They don't get my seal of approval. You don't get my seal of approval just because you're here. It's like a cold slap in the face to some of y'all. I know you think that you're great, but I don't know you. See, that's something I don't think I think a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people do. A lot of y'all do. But a lot of y'all don't understand that, yes, you can get a really good feel for me because I think I have 2,000 videos out there. I mean, if you can't tell what kind of person I am by looking at those videos, then you can't tell what kind of person anybody is. But I don't know you. I don't watch 2,000 of your videos. I haven't met you. I don't know people who've met you. For all I know, you're a monster. So, the Viking meetups. I don't want you meeting with people willy-nilly. If you want to, go ahead. I mean, y'all are adults. Go on with your bad self. Do what you want to do. But that is not my intent. I don't want some woman linking up with some creep. I don't want some beautiful family of, Viking preparedness preppers to get hooked up with some evil person, right? I don't want that to happen. And the way that we go about doing things here pretty much works. Can you game the system? Yeah, you can to a degree, but we're working on that. And so here's the deal. If somebody says, hey, anybody in, northern Missouri, let me know. Why would you give that person data? Why would you let them put pins and maps and emails to a list and things like that when you don't know them? You don't know that this person, whoever they purport to be, isn't sitting in an office building in Washington, D.C. somewhere. You don't know that he's not living in his mama's basement in Illinois, just trying to get lists for jollies. You don't know. So why would you respond to that person? I recommend you don't respond to that person. However, if somebody says, we are having a meetup at this location, at this time, generally public, what's happening there? A couple things. One, it's not just going to be you there. Two, this person, this host, is now putting themselves on the line. They have exposed themselves. They're going to be there in person. They're going to be there with other people. You're going to have other people around you for your safety when you're there. And you all can share the amount of information you want or don't want. You don't have to give them an address where you live. You don't have to tell them what town you live in if you don't want to until you're comfortable with the other people there. And so you're all coming together in a public environment. That's a lot safer for you. And they've invested something other than, that's lazy. It's lazy. Is anybody out there hit me up? It's. So there you go on that. What's the purpose of the Viking group meetups? I tell you that and I'm going to tell you how to host one here in this video. Viking group meetups are generally designed for a 3-hour drive around wherever the meetup site is for Vikings to come, and you can bring other interested prepper people with you. They don't have to be Vikings. We're just facilitating it for people to come. So now you have all these people that came from a region, if you will, and they're all touching antennas. And, you know, they meet each other, and maybe these three decide they kind of like each other. They have something in common. They go to the same church, or they like the same gun, or all three of them are vegans, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. So out of all these people, one guy meets 2 other people. They got something there. People they wouldn't have normally met. They've looked each other in the eye, and they've had a conversation, and they've shaken hands or not, you know, whatever. And now they can go do their own thing on the side. They can say, hey, you want to get together and go make some vegan brunch? You know, I don't know. I'm just trying to be inclusive here. But the group facilitates the meeting of like-minded people. And the goal, look at this. Look at me doing this. This means I really mean it. I'm not even faking it. I really mean it. The goal is for you to meet other people that you can kludge with and form a crew. A crew is a team that comes together in times of trouble to take on all comers, right? Well, finding those people to form your crew or your mag is going to take time, and you're going to have to sift through a lot of people. And it's not going to be everybody. It's probably not going to be most of the people you meet at your Viking meetup group. That's okay. That's okay. They'll meet people that they fit with, and you'll meet people that you fit with. And then here's what happens. I cannot vet you. I don't know you. I can't say you're a good guy or a bad girl or, you know, whatever. But the way I look at it is, if you can form a crew with a group of other people and start doing things together, you've got at least that many other votes that say you're an okay person. Do you see where I'm going with that? And now if I get an email from a crew that says, hey, we're doing these things and dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, okay, well, there's more than just one of you sitting in mama's basement. Now, how do I know you're not lying? Well, one of the reasons is because group leaders get to know the crews in their group. And so group leaders vet the crews. Is it a real crew? Hey, yeah, I'm the only guy that comes, but I've got a crew of 8 people, and we get together regularly and train. Cool, I'd like to come. I'm the group leader now that brought this meeting together. Cool. Why don't you invite me to your next train up? I'd love to come. If they don't invite you, starting to think you're making stuff up there, Bubba. So the group leader goes, and then does the group leader give me the names and the addresses and the composition and all the details of the individual crew? They do not. I don't need to know that. But you know what they do tell me? We got a crew of 8 people right here. They're pretty good. They train every 4 weeks. Okay. Now, if John, Sally, Brittany, and little Johnny move into an area and they're like, hey, do you know a crew that we can hook up with? We have a way to steer people towards each other because they've already been vetted. But I'm not going to steer them towards somebody. Well, this person claims to be interested. Go talk to them. I'm not going to do that. And so these Viking meetups are really important. These Viking group meetups are important, but then you have work to do. You need to go off and form a crew. And again, your crew you could be the only person from your crew at the meeting and you just want to coordinate with other like-minded people in the area. That's fine, but you need to have a crew. All right. So what I tell people is this. If you want to meet with other like-minded preppers, go to the meetup in your area. But Pastor Joe, there's no meetup in my area. I checked. That's why I posted, is there anyone in Southeast Illinois that wants to get together? There's no meetup scheduled. That's not the way to do it. The way to do it is host a meetup. Yes, you can host a meetup. You can, though. It's not hard to host a meetup. Well, there's work involved, but any adult can do it. Here's what you do. You ready? Get out your paper. First thing you have to do is pick a date and a place. So probably the first thing you have to do is start scouting your local area for a suitable venue. Now the weather's getting nice, so suitable venue options are increasing. I like things in public. Is there a park, a outdoor thing with a pavilion that you can check out or rent? Yeah, you may have to spend some money. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you how you get it all back. Let's say that the local park rents the pavilion on weekends for $100 a day. Whatever. Okay, rent it on a Sunday or a Saturday, whatever. Rent it on a day, and then you've got a date now. This day, you really should do it at least 4 weeks and preferably 6 weeks plus in advance. Lock down your location and your venue where it's going to be. And this is so that you can give people, when you do your post here on Viking preparedness, you can give people a long enough lead time within a 3-hour radius to get their act together so they can come. Other ideas, you can get the meeting room at your church or a church. You can, they have a lot of side rooms on restaurants that sometimes you can say, hey, I'm going to bring a party in here, and if everybody orders off the menu, can we have the room for free? Usually it's like, of course, that's why the room's there. Things like that. You have to use your imagination, Viking. Finding a place to meet is not that hard compared to what's coming up. Then come up with an activity or two. It can be as simple as Bob layout. You bring yours, invite other people to bring theirs, have a show and tell. People love show and tell. And then you invite everybody. Spread it far and wide, not just here on Viking Preparedness. Let them know on Bear. If you're not a member of Bear Independent, you should be. Let them know there. Put an ad in your Craigslist. I don't know. Put it on bulletin boards. Tell your church, whatever. Say, hey, we're having a meeting of like-minded people, and we're going to go over food storage. We're going to go over how to blah, blah. It doesn't have to be huge. Really, 20 minutes. 20-minute block of instruction. What you really want at this meeting is time for people to talk and get to know each other. But you got to give them something to do. So everybody shows up, stand up, introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Bob. I'm Sally. Thank you all for coming. Blah, 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 blah. We have people here from here. We have people here from here. I tell you what, let's just go around the room and very quickly introduce yourselves. If don't share anything you don't want everyone to know, I'll start. I'm Bob. I live in Toledo, and blah, 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 and I'm happy to be here, and one thing I'm looking forward to doing is just meeting like-minded people. Go around the room. People hate to do that. Their heart starts beating when it's getting up to them. They don't even hear the person in front of them speaking because they're afraid to talk, but then they talk, and it's all good. Some people you can't get to shut up. All right, so then go around, then say, okay, well, good, we're there. What we're going to do now is Jim has agreed to give us a class on ham radio. Oh, my God, that's a really hard class for a first class. Hams, I love you, but you talk too much. And you get into details. Forget the ham radio. Susie has decided to give us a really quick class on how to do this thing with food. Wasn't that sexist of me? Whatever. Have a 20-minute class, have question and answer time, talk. Refreshments are always good. Either tell people, bring food and drink and we'll share, or you provide it, or whatever. Okay, now it cost you money to put this thing on. Let's say it ended up costing you $150. Say in the beginning when you stand up, say, hey, I'm Susie, and thank you all for coming, and blah, blah, blah. Hey, we did rent this place. It costs $150. We got about $50 in food and drink. I've got a little coffee can up here for donations. If you want to make some donations to help defray the cost of this, that would be cool. Thank you. People are cool. You'll get your money back. Don't worry about it. When This is important. I hope you're taking notes. I get a lot of people, I see in your comments, what did he say that blah, blah, blah was? Number one, you weren't taking notes. Number two, why don't you just go back and watch it again? Hello? Yeah, I'm beating you up a little bit today. One of the things you have to do, and you got to do it early, when you stand up and say, hey, I'm Bob, thank you all for coming, blah, blah, blah. Hey, even before we get started today, I want to let you know we have another one of these scheduled right here 4 weeks from now on this date. Write it in your calendar. Bring a friend when you come. And after that, I'm looking for other people to help host. If you're interested in hosting one of these things, it doesn't have to be like this venue. We could go fishing. We could go on a hike, whatever. Let me know, and we'll get that going. I don't want to be the dictator here. Have your next meeting planned during your first meeting. Be able to put out at your first meeting when the next meeting is. And then it's really good because what happens usually is you meet, you greet, you have a little thing, people are eating, and then people talk and people start drifting away. Before they start drifting away, group leader, because that's what you are de facto for the first time, stand up and say, hey, I know we're still having good conversations and stuff, but I also know some people need to get back to what they're doing. And so if we could, again, what I'd like to do is just go around the circle, and I'd like everybody to say one good thing they liked about today's meeting and one thing that they would like to see differently, done differently, or improved upon, whatever you want. Pluses and minuses, you have to have one of each. I'll go first. Give one, pass it around. While you're doing that, you're facilitating and you're ready to cut somebody off if they go too long or whatever. Or yeah, come on. Somebody else should be taking notes because you can't take notes and facilitate the meeting. And then you take those notes after the meeting and you make your next meeting better. Okay, that's what you do. Don't just throw up a flare. Anybody out there? No, host it and they will come. You advertise it here, you advertise it other places, and people will come. This is the goal. This is what we want to do. We have plans. We have Operation Ragnar's already working. You don't need to know the details. What you need to do is get in a crew. That's the truth. People want to know all the cool stuff. You don't need to know the cool stuff. What you need to know is how to take care of you and yours in a catastrophe. And to do that, you're going to need people. And to do that, to help you find those people, we have Viking group meetups. That's a start. It's one way. Again, your group need not be all Vikings. You can be the only one. That's fine. I don't care about that. What I care about is you. I want you to make it. All right. If you have any questions or comments, put them below. And I hope I see you out there.